Teaching students how to paraphrase is a critical aspect of language acquisition. But how do we realistically incorporate this into our daily lesson plans? Watch this video to learn some tips on how to do so. Step 1. Scaffold the process. Make it an oral process before you have your students paraphrase in their writing. Having students paraphrase each other is a way to not only create peer-to-peer interactions in the classroom, but also a way to have students practice paraphrasing. Step number 2. Split students into pairs or in groups. To set up the paraphrasing activity, consider how you'd want to divide up your students. Do this strategically. Some teachers like to set up an A-B partner system, where one student is student A and the second student is student B. Consider pairing up students who speak the same primary language. You might also want to pair up some students that don't normally have interactions in the classroom. This is a way to have students build cultural sensitivity and respect by engaging and listening to somebody else. By pairing up students, this is a way to help them to make personal connections with one another. In effect, this will create an atmosphere in your classroom that is culturally responsive, as students will first and foremost get to know each other. Based on the needs and setup of your classroom, decide how you would want to divide up your students to set up this paraphrasing activity. Tip number 3. Introduce a fun prompt. Once students are in partners, pairs, or in groups, consider what type of fun freestyle prompt you'd want to add into your 10-2 discussion. Consider making this a non-academic prompt at first. This is a way to even the playing field and have all students have something to share during the 10-2 discussions when they are encouraged to talk to their partner. For example, have students share something like their favorite activity to do in their summer, or a way that they like to celebrate their favorite activity during the year. The one thing that students can't be wrong about is themselves. By having non-academic prompts, we are having students engage in and share their personal experiences with somebody else. This, in effect, will create more personal connections in the classroom. Once students have created personal connections by sharing out these different freestyle prompts, you can then start to add in academic prompts for students to discuss, ask questions about, and to engage in with their peers. Step number 4. Add in a 10-2 discussion. Provide an opportunity for students to turn and talk about that prompt. Let them know how many minutes that they will have to discuss. Both partner A and partner B will need to have enough time to both share out, so let them know what that time frame is. Some teachers like to scaffold this process out by initially having student A share for 2 minutes, ringing a bell, and then having student B share. By reminding students that there will be a share-out process after the 10-2 discussion will help keep them accountable for not only speaking, but also listening to their partner. This is an organic and fun way to pull in speaking and listening skills into your classroom. Step number 5. Have students share out using paraphrasing. Once both partner A and B have had the opportunity to share out during a 10-2 discussion, we will then invite the class back together and ask our students who would like to paraphrase something that their neighbor said. The one rule that we add in with paraphrasing is when you share something that your partner shared with you, you have to ask them for permission first. This is the way that we create cultural sensitivity in the classroom. What a student might have been comfortable sharing out one-on-one, they might not be as comfortable sharing that out with the whole class. Therefore, to create trust in the classroom, we encourage our students to ask each other for permission when they're paraphrasing each other. This builds a culture of positive interactions with our students. You will find that in effect, your students will be much more likely to be successful working in teams during team activities or team projects later on in the lessons because they've created personal connections with one another. Step number 6, check in. Once a student has paraphrased what their neighbor shared with them, we then will follow up by asking the student, please ask your partner, did I paraphrase you correctly? In effect, our students are naturally learning the process orally here of citing source. They're checking in with the source to see, did I get that information correct? Did I have any misconceptions? They're making sure that they honor the source. This is a way to teach our students how to confirm information that they are getting from sources around the classroom. In the following video, we will model this 6-step process and these tips and tricks.
The extended name tag is a way for us to get to know one another better. I have 4 questions, and what I'm going to do is everybody's going to get a paper. You're going to write your name, and then you're going to answer the questions. And you can sketch or write. Either one is okay. So here's the first question. If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go? If you could only eat one food forever, what would it be? And why do you like it so much? If you could have anything that you wanted in the whole world, what would it be and why? I'm going to hand out the papers and you're going to fill them out. And then we're going to do another activity where we get to share. I love Mexico. I love the United States of America. I love California. When I say the signal word, you're going to take your paper, no pencil, your paper, and you're going to find, if I'm an A, who do you find? A B. And if you're a B, you're going to find an A. We're going to have 1 minute for A to share, 1 minute for B to share, okay? Igneous rocks are hot. All right, we hear the bell. Okay, there's the bell. That means B, it's your turn to share. I need a volunteer. Oh, this is so difficult. All right, I'm looking and I'm seeing. Remind me of your name. Please teach me your name. Chloe. Chloe, I need you to go and stand next to your partner, the person that you shared with. Very first thing that we need to know, what is your partner's name? All right. Ask if it's okay if you share what she shared with you. Is it okay if you share it with the class? Because sometimes we want to share with our partner, but we don't want everybody in the class to know. All right. Please share one thing that you learned about your partner.
She had free time. She would like to play with her dog.
And did she summarize what you said correctly? Did she paraphrase it correctly? Yes. Okay, and now, Jordana, what's one thing that you learned about Chloe? But ask Chloe if it's okay if you share, if you paraphrase. Oh, I love that you're using your resource.
She would like to, for her free time, she would like to watch TV and play games on
Watch TV and play games on her iPad. And did she paraphrase you correctly? Yes. Is that what you would like to do in your free time? My friends, thank you for finding an AB partner very quickly, sharing and learning about one another, because in our classroom, we're a community. And so it's important to learn about our friends.
The process of paraphrasing is powerful. It engages students' ability to learn actively, to have richer writing, and to create personal connections in the classroom. Remember to scaffold and to support your students throughout the process. In no time, your students will master the skill of paraphrasing.